Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled to
who are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? You guys come on in. Let's talk about what's going on. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in the building or share the live. Please do that. Please do it. I see Tina, Freddie, and Mona Lisa, and Diane Harris is in the building. Good afternoon. I want to first say this is the New Year's Eve, you guys. At 12 o'clock midnight, we will be in another year. It will be 2026. And we made it. Remember, just about 4 years ago, we were on this live talking about Cory Bigbys and whatever happened to this child that came up missing like I think it was like January the 31st. But anyway, you guys, there is an update in that case. Tina Powers reached out to me and let me know that it's hot off the press, you guys. It was like 15 hours ago, 21 hours ago, but it's still hot. I want to share with you guys. I kind of want to go into it and see what's going on. You guys, if you follow.
The Virginia Court of Appeals has upheld a Hampton Circuit Court's conviction of Cory Bigbys, the man found guilty in 2024 of killing his 4-year-old son, Cody. Derek Lytle spoke with a member of the community who leads an organization advocating to find Cody and bring him home. Derek, she says years later, their effort doesn't stop.
Yeah, Dana, take you inside Nancy Strickland's living room. Sits a picture of Cory Bigbys in between two pictures of her children. She says in the 22 months following the disappearance of Cory Bigbys, she aided in those search efforts, rallies, anything to find him. Now, even with a conviction of the boy's father, one thing still haunts people in this area. Cory Bigbys has yet to be found. Nearly 4 years ago, Cory Bigbys was reported missing by his father, Cory. Cory Bigbys convicted last year of second-degree murder and concealing a body. Still, the 4-year-old's body has never been recovered.
This man is in jail, has been convicted, serving 45 years, but yet won't tell the community where this baby is.
Nancy Strickland leads her organization, We Are Cody's Voice. Let's find Cody. She says, since his disappearance, this case has left the community puzzled and upset.
Frustrating. It's very frustrating because Cody meant a lot to this community.
She says for several years, those interested in bringing Cody home have searched here, all the way to D.C., still days before 2026, and no Cody.
Train stations, me and him, we went everywhere, thinking that he may be that way. We searched Hampton, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, high and low.
In a jailhouse interview with 13 News Now in 2024, Cory Bigbys says he did not know where his son was.
No, I don't know what Cody is. I never knew what Cody is.
Bigbys even went as far to ask the community to continue searching to clear his name, becoming visibly upset.
Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. I need that because as soon as we find Cody, I guarantee we'll find out that this is...
Strickland believes Cory Bigbys knows exactly where his son lays dead.
Ask him to be a man and tell us where Cody's at. We already know what you did, and we need to know where he's at.
She believes one day soon, leaning into faith, Cory Bigbys will eventually be found and closure can then become complete.
That God's going to rebuild us where Cody's at, and we're going to be able to bring him home, and so his mom can have a burial for him.
Now, we did reach out to several lawyers who have represented Cory Bigbys in the past. One of his most recent, Amina Matheny Willard, responding today saying no comment. Derek Lytle, 13 News Now.
All right, thanks so much, Derek. And local advocates say they are in the works to plan future searches and rallies in 2026 for 4-year-old Cory Bigbys.
Okay, well, that's what they're saying, you guys. So he took it to the Supreme Court. I mean, let's just wrap it all the way up in a bow, because they talk to Cody's Voice. Cody's Voice comes in here every now and then. Actually, Cody's Voice won our Christmas giveaway $100 on December the 23rd. So, hey, kudos to her. Congratulations. But anyway, there is some people that is just not only still following, trying, it's different when people be like, oh, I just love this baby, or wonder what happened to this baby. And then the next story comes, and then they're running against that story, and they got something to say about that story. And then the next story comes, then they run into that story, and they don't never follow the story to the end. Whether there's people not looking, we still honor the person, the child. We still advocate for that child. We still look for the child. We still put his name out there. He's in our videos. Matter of fact, let me play that back, and you guys will see. Here we go. Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen.
That video was made in 2022, and we play it at least 3 times. Maybe, out of a month, maybe about 4 or 5 times a month. It is one of our intros that we like. We get to see the child that we say we love so much. We get to remember, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's nothing wrong with. I mean, you know, that's the last picture. It stops in time, and so we don't know what Cody would have looked like, because it would have been 3 years from now. So Cody would be like 7, 8, 9 years old, somewhere around there. He was 4. So 3 years and 4 makes 7. He would be, well, actually, he would be the same age as my grandson, about 8 years old. Um, I even remember saying that. But let me get you guys' comments up here. So let's see. Yeah. Let me see. So anyway, so I can see you guys' comments. Yeah, he would be a big boy. And you know, I do think that. Hey, Lisa Taylor, how you doing? Hey, Zena, I see you in the building. I feel some kind of way when, we talk about these kids for months and months and months, and sometimes a whole year or so. And then another story breaks, and then we jump on that story because we got to give other people the spotlight, and maybe there's some hope, and maybe somebody will say something, maybe somebody will feel guilty, maybe somebody knows something. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? I see you in the building, and all of that. Um, um, I want you guys to know that like I think that if this was my child, I want you guys to think, what if it was your child? Just one moment. And I hate to say that because nobody wants, we would love to have Cody as our child, but nobody wants to have to deal with a death of a child. But just for a moment, think, if this was our child and we went, we're looking for our child, the child came up missing, da 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 da, and all this and the other. And then a year go by. And then what? We go advocate for another child, or we don't even talk about that child anymore. We don't never see the picture of the child anymore. So when we actually do, advocate, share, put the word out there, hope other content creators pick it up, go in, do whatever you do, find information, help share the information. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, but I think just getting the information in his face out there, maybe somebody seen some. I just don't never give up. Why would you give up would you give up if it was your child? You wouldn't. You would not give up. You would not, anytime somebody said the baby's name, I mean, it may be good, it may be bad, but I mean, like, maybe at the beginning, maybe the mom was feeling some kind of way and she just, hey, don't, because You probably felt like people were picking and this, that, and the other. And everybody just wanted to find the baby. Everybody just wanted to find the baby. And I think it takes them time to realize, you know, there's some people just not out there just to beat you up and, oh, it's your fault. And we just wonder what happened. What did you do? Did you really take the baby over there? You know, because, now the story's not hot. They can go to the store, they can live their life. But what, like, I don't know if I could even get out of bed if it was my child. I don't know if I can even get out of bed. I pray to God that it never happens to me. I want to go before my children go. I just don't think I could live. I mean, and I'm pretty sure I probably could, but you couldn't tell me I could right now. I mean, I just don't foresee it. I'm pretty sure I probably, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, just like my mom, you know, my mom passed away. Oh my God. I was on the couch and oh my goodness, I couldn't go take a shower. I didn't want to eat. I just laid on the couch, cry, 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 cry. My kids see their mother crying, and I just could not stop. I just wanted my mom. I wanted to call her and say, hey, mom, I miss even the first day. It's like, I can't even call my mom and say, hey, I got this letter in the mail. Hey, mom, I got this new job. Hey, mom, what do you think? I cooked this, And we go into another phase of our life without that person, whether it's a child, your mother, your significant other, whoever you're married to, dating, whatever. It hurts so much. And it's like somebody just stabbed you in the heart. So with this kid, Cody, he got into a lot of our hearts. He really did. Just like the California City Boys, Classic and Sincere, and Cash. We knew what happened to Cash, and we were mad because it was just so violent. And that was the most or the closest we seen the violent that was done to a child, because Cash was left in the middle of the street. Diane said, yes, it do. Lost both parents last year. Yeah, I lost both of mine. I lost both of mine in the same, well, my stepfather, not my real father, but my stepfather. My mother went and then my stepfather went. And he wasn't even with my mother anymore. And I think he went from a broken heart. He always wanted to get back with my mom. And she said, no way, in HE double hockey stick. Like, you get out of here, you little rascal. She wasting her time, Like, you be with someone for a long period of time, and then they just start acting a fool. Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm liking this girl over here, or this woman over here. She cooking me breakfast or something. I wasn't in the relationship. I just seen from the outside how a person can get bitter, but still yet they do what they do. And I don't understand it because I'm not a man, but a lot of people say, and it can be true, I don't know, that my stepfather died of a broken heart when my mother died. Now he done got with a whole nother woman, you know, just having a good time. And, you know, he would sometimes go visit my mom. I don't think his woman knew, or his wife. I don't know if he married her or whatever, you know, but he started looking like a different person. And, you know, we just did not have respect for him after that. Just lost all respect. And, you know, my mother, she just, you know, she had all those kids and she just did not trust men anymore. She only dated two men, my father and my stepfather. That's it. That's it. She didn't run the streets like that. But, you know, I think, you know, she cheated herself out of life. You know, I would have been, you know, more wanting her to get out there and try to find someone, you know, that she was evenly yoked with. I just, I don't think all men are bad. I just don't. But my mother says that, you know, she said all of them bad. I'll be like, oh, mom, please, God, like, don't say that. You know, like, I don't. You got all these boys you're saying they all bad, and she just looked at me like, yeah, I'm telling you, all of them bad. Ain't no good man. She said, if you find a good man, you finding a liar. Like, they're just not gonna be faithful to a relationship like what we're supposed to do. But anywho's, you know, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to prove it wrong, but I just believe, and we all have our own belief. And I just believe if I can be a faithful person, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean, you know, hey, you know, being faithful is off limit to all men. No, I just believe that there's there's got to be someone out there. Now, I don't know if it's the person that I married, but you know, you never know who you're married to and what they'll do. You just don't know. Yes, it do. Lost both parents last year by leaving Cash really where he could be found, which means Cash knew his assailant. Mm, that was just crazy. Like, I don't, you know, sometimes you can't even get in these people's minds. Why would they take a kid? If really think about it, Cash was laying in the bed sleep, minding his own business. He wasn't out running around. He wasn't out in the middle of the night. Somebody had a thought, whether it was Darian Brown or it was the uncle, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. I remember Monica's name, but I can't remember Monica's son's name. But because, you know, like, it was very blurry and he was acting weird, and she had a lot of people coming over there to the house. And he I mean, you know, I wasn't there, so I don't know if he did it or not. But I am gonna say this. I'm gonna say something, and I said it once before. You know, the police is normally right about stuff, you guys. When they pick out a person and of suspicious, a person of interest, it's not because they're smart or they got a crystal ball. It's because they got more information than we got, and that's what it pretty much lead to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may have a telephone call or where that person was at that particular time on that day, whether it's the eye in the sky, their phone, someone seen them, a witness or something, or a DNA. They have something to directly put that person with the person, the last person with the person is lying about what they, and they can't share all of that. So a lot of stuff do not get shared in court or with the public. So when they come out and just like, the chief of police at that time, I can't remember his name either, but he said, I remember him saying, oh no, we pretty much know for a fact, that and I'm talking about on Cory Bigbys. He said, we're not dumb about it. We know. And I mean, we can make up other stuff and we can be like, well, this don't make sense. And because we're lay people, so we're trying to think of the obvious. They done already thought of the obvious. Trust me, they done already thought of the obvious. And like I said, one thing I just cannot give them. They are not smart. I'm trying to tell you guys. They just got more information. When you have more information, it's like you telling me you gonna make a cake, but you got flour and sugar. Well, that can be some ingredients in a cake, but Mark Turbert. But unless you have all the ingredients or 90% of the ingredients, like you got to have the egg and the milk and, the flavoring, to make a cake. You just can't have flour and sugar. Flour and sugar is a part of the ingredients of the cake, but you got to have more to make a cake. So when we're trying to come up with a solution or a resolution or the results of something, we only get kibbles and bits. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that you are still grieving. There is no given time how long a person grieves. Exactly. SP, how can you forget about that man's name? He was the good-looking police chief in Hampton at the time. Not just at the time, Miss Tina Powers. He's still good-looking with his bald-headed self. But that is a good-looking man, Mark Turbert. Yeah. And I don't know why I forgot his name, because I should remember that name. If any name I should remember. Not the Turbert part, but the Mark part. But anyway, nevertheless, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to say this, you guys, and I know that sometimes a person can talk to you until they turn blue in the face. And you may not get it, catch it, or it may not be meant for you to understand. And then one day you can be just literally just casually having a conversation, and the same thing comes out of that person's mouth that you have said 50 times. And guess what? That light bulb come on and you be like, wow, I got it. Anyway, I wanted you guys to know that they didn't overturn anything when he went to court. They didn't stop anything. He's got 45 years. He's going to do all 45. I mean, at the end of the day, He was a 40-year-old man, so doing 45 years, shoot, he's not going to get out until he's almost 90. He'll be 88. People normally die 70 something. Maybe, possibly, you can live a long life if you eat right, you live right, take care of yourself. It's hard to take care of yourself when you in jail. And I do believe that if he was convicted of a crime, that the money that he was getting from his army thing, I do believe that it stops. It don't have to stop, but it can. Sometimes we can't have all the information, because if we get all the information, then what does the police have? You're right. We can't have all the information. And to be honest with you, they didn't have, if they had more information, they would have laid some of it out in court. I didn't hear nothing that we didn't already hear, because we pretty much heard it all. We seen when he got arrested, he was in jail. We were there for day one. We seen his first attorney. We seen, when he ended up getting Matheny, she put herself in that position. She wanted that case. She showed up at the little dinner in the park. And next thing you know, she was on the case. And she wanted her name to be out there. And, that woman gave me, her name was Amina Matheny. If I don't remember nobody else's name, I remember her name. And other people was talking about her and stuff, but I think she was doing her job, and she gave him a little run for the money, not a big run. She gave him a little run for the money, y'all. She did. She was talking some big stuff. Now, when they asked her a question, what did she say? No comment. No comment. Freddie says, I can remember faces. Oh, Tina says he was dumb to take it to the Supreme Court. He was dumb for doing that. I mean, I would take it to the Supreme Court, because you never know what you're going to get. You never know if something say, you know what, we're going to turn this over. We're going to go back. We got to redo this. Something was wrong, or, his rights was violated. You never know. So, I mean, when you're in there, anything that you can grab for, you grab for it. Like if you got a right to try to appeal something, you're going to appeal it. And most of the time, to appeal something, you got to have new information, or you got to have some new evidence, and normally they don't. They try to come up with this or that and the other, and most of the time it don't work. Freddie, I try to keep up with all these names. Yes. Yeah, he stuck like Chuck. And we was going through the names of the people that stuck. We were talking about, Cory Bigbys was stuck. And then we got Trezell and Jacqueline in California. They stuck. And then you got Jake, the insurance, Jake and Rebecca. Well, Jake is stuck. And you got Patrick Stallworth in Alabama. He's stuck. And you got Jarvis in Detroit. He's stuck. You got, Darnell down there in Dallas. He's stuck. And you got Cory Bigbys. And I mean, there's more. I am actually finna follow this case that's here in Wichita, you guys. If you guys want to follow it with me, we're going to be in the front rows. I'm going to get all the information that I can. I'm going to let you guys know about it. It's a 19-year-old boy. His name is Zechariah. Allegedly, Allegedly, he's supposed to have taken out his 3 week old, his own 3 week old baby. I didn't hear about it or anything. He just went to court. Uh, so this happened September. So I am going to follow that case, and I would love to, follow it through. If they're going to have trial here, or I'm hoping he just don't say, well, you know how some people be like, just say that you're guilty. Oh, it was a pretty baby. Oh, it was such a pretty baby. Oh, it was a pretty baby. And actually, it was right down the street from my house too. So probably about 10 blocks away. So I can actually go to where the scene was at. They lived in some apartment complexes, and but the baby was so young. The baby was 3 weeks old. I think we heard about it when it happened, and they kind of put it on a hush hush. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my hometown case. And so, you know, I would have been there yesterday, but you know what they do now? Like, they put them on Zoom, but you can still be in the courtroom, but they be on a big old TV. They be on Zoom. You don't see them, but anyway. So I can't really share too much information about it. Let me see. 19-year-old killed 3-week-old baby. Wichita. Oh, so let me read it to you, you guys, just so that you'll know what it is. What's the baby's name? The baby's name is um Mariah. It starts with an M. M-U. I don't know. Let's see. I'll get it. I know what it is. I just don't know if I can pronounce it. I think the mother might be African. So it says Wichita teen charged with murder, abuse, and death of his 3-week-old daughter. And then it says a teenager has been charged with murder and abuse in connection with the death of his 3-week-old daughter more than 3 months ago. So this happened in September. Sedgwick County jail records show 19-year-old Zachariah Howard was booked Monday for first-degree murder. He was just booked Monday and abuse of a child. His first court appearance on those charges is scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. So he was booked Monday, and his first appearance was Tuesday. Officers responded at around 8:10 a.m. on Thursday, September the 18th, to Emery Gardens Apartments in the 4200 block of South Hydraulic. According to police records, they were called to the report of an unresponsive child who died after being taken to the hospital. A court document identified the victim as Mulaney. So the child's name, it's a girl, Mulaney. I think it's a girl. Mulaney, Mulani, was, they said her obituary, Zachariah Howard was her father. The retired pastor who presided over her funeral said Mulaney was just 3 weeks old. A criminal complaint states Zachariah did allegedly knowingly torture, crudely beat, crudely strike, or crudely kick the child. A Wichita Police Department spokesperson said that since this is a charged case, no additional information would be provided. Howard was initially booked on the same counts on September the 19th, but he was released without prejudice. He's now being held on $250,000 bond. So that's all the information that we have right now. And so the baby's name is Mulaney. Oh, it was a beautiful baby. Beautiful baby. Not 3 months. The baby was 3 weeks old, you guys. The baby was 3 weeks old. You know? And what it seemed like, he not only hit and beat, he kicked the child. And it was a girl. I believe it was a girl. So the baby's name was Mulaney. And it just seems like the person, like, he looks every bit of 18, got wool on top of his head. He don't comb his hair. He just looks like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if something mentally was going on there. I don't know if he was mad at the mother. You know, sometimes people take things out on the mother, on the child, when they get very, very, very upset. Who is Ellen DeGenerate and her new partner? Ellen DeGenerate, I don't know. Oh, they. Anyway, let me see if they're saying anything else. No, they're not saying anything else about it. It says breaking news. Let me see here. Let's see what it says here, you guys. It says breaking news. A Wichita teen has been charged with murdering child abuse and the death of his 3-week-old daughter. See, it was a girl over 3 months ago. So it happened 3 months ago, you guys. Cases with Casey, how you doing? It happened 3 months ago, but the baby was only 3 weeks old. Okay, so it happened back in September the 18th, and the baby was only but 3 weeks old. Oh, so we are getting already the mother of the child has made a post stating that he is innocent. Okay. Let's see what else is being said. That he is innocent. Stop assuming people are guilty just because they were arrested. That's not how it works. And no, I do not personally know them. I know a mother is not going to defend her child's father if they hurt their child. Oh, please. We seen Jake and Rebecca defend Jake. So when people be like, oh, the mother is not going to defend the father if he hurt the child. I don't know what world you live in, but that is not true. So Jay says, I know him personally. That is not the story. Oh, okay. So let me reach out to this person. Oh, Lord. Let me go back because it didn't let me do what I wanted to do. You know. Jay says, I know him personally. A few months ago, I lost. Okay, so Nina Boo is the mother, and she says, a few months ago, I lost my daughter. There are no words that can explain the pain of holding your baby for the last time. Her father, Zachariah, and I were at the hospital while doctors worked for over an hour trying to revive her. When they finally told us she had passed, we were informed it was SIDS, SIDS, and that there was nothing we could have done differently. We were told there were no signs of trauma or abuse. While we were holding our daughter's body, detectives entered the room and immediately began questioning us before an autopsy, before answers, before we were even allowed to grieve. From that moment on, our daughter's death was treated like a crime. I looked over my daughter's entire body while holding her. There were no bruises, no marks, no injuries, aside from CPR marks on her chest. Even the detective said they seen nothing on her body. Her eyes were clear. The nurses reassured us that we did nothing wrong. The night before she passed, Zachariah stayed awake, caring for her, feeding her, burping her, checking on her repeatedly. We finally fell asleep around 4 a.m. At 8 a.m., I received a call that changed my life forever. Zachariah was frantic, telling me she wasn't breathing. He immediately called 911 and followed their instructions for CPR until help arrived. I rushed there praying she would survive. She didn't. Zachariah was completely shattered. I have never seen someone break the way he did that day. This is a man who had just graduated high school, who had turned his life around for his children, who was preparing to move into a new home with our son and daughter the very next week. There is no motive, no history, no evidence that he would ever harm his children. Anyone who truly knows him knows this. Zachariah has always been a loving, gentle, protective father. He once saved our son's life after trusting his instincts and calling for help when something felt wrong. Doctors told us it could have been an early SIDS episode. Yet, despite all of this, Zachariah is now being accused of first degree murder. We still have not been given our daughter's autopsy report. Detectives will not return calls. We have been left in the dark while our lives fall apart. We have not been allowed to grieve our daughter in peace. I know people will have opinions. I know people will judge, but I also know the man I built a family with. I know how he loves his children. I saw it every single day. I am asking for prayer, compassion, and support. I will be sharing photos and videos so people can see the love our children, our videos so people can see the love our children were surrounded by. Negative comments will be deleted right now. We need positivity, strength, and prayers more than anything. Please keep our family in your prayers. And she posted up a lot of pictures. Oh, it is a pretty baby, y'all. Oh my goodness. Well, she did post up a lot of pictures. Oh, and he's just a kid himself. Oh my goodness. They do got some really nice pictures, you guys. I just ran into this. Yeah, this is. Uh, so these people, you could tell they're talking about a lot of smoking and things of that nature, you know. So, um, so I just, And then Tina, you was talking about Camille, the girl that was missing since Christmas Eve. They found a body. They found a body about 2 hours ago. Just letting you know, if that was her name, Camille Mendez, a 19-year-old. Yeah. Just letting you know, it just came through here. So yeah. Uh anyway, I think that's it, you guys. I'm looking and I don't see anything else. Anyway, Cody's voice, how you doing? So we talked a little bit about, Cory and what happened as far as when he went to court. And I mean, hey, we're gonna pick up a new case. Zachariah Howard. And wow. 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 And there's another police brutality in Florida, you guys. It's a 22-year-old. His name is William McNeil Jr. He's being punched in the face and dragged from his car during a traffic stop arrest in Florida. Police body cam shows McNeil has been repeatedly told to exit the vehicle, but he just was sitting there. They broke out his window, punched him in the face, dragged him out the car, and just started beating on him. So I think that what's his name? The the one guy that advocate for blacks. I think he's going to take his case. That was crazy, 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 crazy. So it says update: 19-year-old charged with murder in infant daughter's death. He didn't hurt that baby girl. He's innocent. So there's people saying stuff about him. Bro, check the mother's post. I know both of them and seen them both grow as kids, parents, and in adults. He didn't hurt that baby, and he definitely wasn't the cause of her death. May my sister and her family be able to pass this and be able to grieve in peace. It's kind of weird, like everybody being Crump. Yep, that's who it is. I'm gonna, yeah, he's innocent if you know the full story. Oh, okay. All these people screaming innocent but showing no facts is some pretty wild energy up front. Yeah, exactly. And then the girl says the mother made a post on what happened and what they were told. Their family blinded by love. He's going to make them look a fool in court when the facts are shared. We won't hear a peep from them after that, either admitting they didn't know the person as well as they thought. I trust the doctors and the medical examiners over family with emotional ties. The doctors have no reason to lie. Post-mortem CPR can be easily distinguished from the abuse being described in court documents. Yeah, people are. That's what we were just talking about. How we don't get the whole information. It's like when you go to if you take a child to the hospital and the child quit breathing and they're working on the child. It doesn't matter. They doing CPR. Okay, you can probably get a rib broken. You know, that's the main thing. You probably get a rib broken or something. But they're saying stuff like brutally torture and kicking and stuff. Like there had to be some shoe prints on this child, and you know what I'm saying? And you know, you can't you can't say it's said and the liver is is exploded or something, or the kidney is, you know, whatever. You know, you can't say, oh, the child died from sin. He would never do anything. He's the only one there at the house. I'm just saying. I said it before, you guys. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm saying, what do you think? I just said, if you want to make a good decision, pay attention that, yeah, they arrested him that same day and then they let him go. It wasn't without prejudice. It's because they didn't have enough information. So they can hold him for like 72 hours without charging him. And they just let him go. It ain't without prejudice. It's just because, you know, they can hold you to see if they can get all the information. You don't touch nothing, you don't move nothing, and so that they can go talk to people and find out and get the baby's autopsy by then. We don't want you to run. Maybe it can be a open shut case. It wasn't an open and shut case. It happened in September the 18th. And then guess what? If you seen this baby, this is a beautiful baby. You would be like, oh my God, like, you know, beautiful baby. You did beautiful baby. Just all red bone, caramel color, you know. He looked like he's mixed. She looked like she's mixed. So the baby is beautiful. Just pretty, just beautiful. And even they got a little boy. So this is their second child. And we don't know this second child. She would have had a boy and a girl. And they just young. I don't know why they haven't, you know, she didn't got two kids. Looked like she had a kid when she was 16. If I don't know how old the mother is, but she's a kid. Is there a Facebook page for the baby? Well, I just stumbled on if you go to KWCH 12 News, they're talking about it, and then some of the people, I was just reading what they all said. It says man charged with the murder. Let's see.
New at 6, a man accused of murder in an infant's death makes his first court appearance. Zachariah Howard is facing charges of first-degree murder and child abuse for the death of Melanie Howard. An obituary shows that Howard was the baby's father. Court records say that Howard knowingly tortured and hit the child back in September. Jail records also show that Howard was initially booked in September, but was released without prejudice. We had to reach out to police for more information, but referred us to the Seguin County District Attorney's Office for more.
That's all they're saying.
Your taxes 100% free.
That's all they're saying on that case. I wanted to see what else was going on, but I don't want to hear that. On the child abuse count, the complaint said that Howard did then and there unlawfully and knowingly tortured, cruelly beat, cruelly strike, and cruelly kick a child under the age of 6. Sedgwick County jail records show that Howard is in custody, held on $250,000 bond. He was initially booked on the same count on September the 19th. Remember, it happened September the 18th, but was released without prejudice. Howard made a court appearance on Tuesday, at which he heard the formal charges against him after being booked into the jail on Monday. So, yeah, I want to follow this case. And because the mother is putting out, SP, do you have any updates on Jarvis? Well, the only update on Jarvis was that we'd seen what the transcript said, that they offered him 80 years and they were going to drop all the other charges. But that wasn't including the last charge of the new victim. And so the judge gave him more time, and they're going to come back to court. I think it's like January the 23rd. Because remember, he had, trial starts in February. So they wanted to have some time, to give him time to see if he'll take that deal. Because not all the charges was in the deal. So, you don't want to take, well, I mean, you can, but you don't want to. You want to wrap it up in a bow. We didn't said that before. Wrap it up in a bow. Put all the charges together. If you're going to drop all the other charges of all the things that you did to all the other kids, and you don't want to look at them, and you don't want to talk about it, you want all of that to drop and just say that you murdered, Naziah. Okay. Maybe he will take the deal. I don't know. I don't know if he'll take the deal, but that's the only thing until January. Now, he's still going to court for other little stuff because he's got other charges that has nothing to do with Naziah. You guys, he's got other victims that, he still got to go to court just because there's a deal on the table. Now, the deal on the table is not because, they don't, they just, here's the thing. And we talked about this the other day. Here's the thing. Okay, if you went to court and the judge said, I'm going to give you 3 life sentences, everybody's like, yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. You deserve that. And you probably do deserve that. But at the end of the day, you only can live one life. Now, what I was trying to tell people is when you see things of that nature, like 3 life sentences, in certain states, like in Kansas, life means here is only but 25 years. I don't know where other states, but it is an actual amount of years to life. Life does not mean until you die and then we're going to bring you back and put you in the cage and then you got to die again and then we're going to bring you back again and we're going to put you in the cage again and you're going to die again. No, it actually means a certain amount of time, which in, like I said, in Kansas is 25 years. So 3 life sentences in Kansas is 75 years, you know. So some people go, yeah, I know. Some of y'all say, we know this, SP, but some people don't. And they're not going to sit there and say, I didn't know that. And that's cool, because now you do. Anyway, you guys, our hour is up. Yeah, I will be going down there to the courthouse trying to get information, finding out what I can about the case. When's the next scheduled court date? Because he's got to have another one, because he's got to say if he's guilty or not guilty, and then they got to start setting up some stuff, you know. So I want to follow that, you know. What about Shannon? Do you think she will be charged with something? No. I do not think Shannon would be charged with anything. If Shannon would be charged with something, she would be already charged. I mean, what are you going to charge her with? Being a bad aunt? You got no DNA on Shannon. You know, there's nothing that says Shannon had anything to do with Naziah's death, because she didn't go look for her, or what? You know what I mean? I know it's not fair, but it is. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it like that, because at the end of the day, the law is still the law. I'm not saying the law is right. I'm just saying, hey, if we want different outcomes, we got to go vote for different judges and people in certain places to have different outcome. And this is why you get those type of outcomes in those types of states, But anyway, Shannon will be Shannon, and Shannon will keep going on being dumbfounded. I believe that even though you may not think so, she has learned a real valuable lesson. She's probably still doing Shannon, but she did learn something out of this situation. Trust and believe, and I don't think she still don't have her kids, so, that's a lot. I mean, it ain't nothing like jail, but I mean, it's a woman's nightmare not to have your kids, And I think, I think Shannon love her kids. I mean, I mean, I don't know her, so, but I do believe that Grandma's not going to get no time. Shannon's not going to get none. Marquita's not going to get none. Jarvis's sister's not going to get none. King not going to get none. He should, I believe, in just in my theory, King should get something, but they really just want Jarvis. And usually when they're after a person and they want it to stick, they'll let everybody else go. They will. They'll let everybody else go. Just tell us something, tell us more, or get up there and tell us what you can tell us. and they'll let everybody else go. Anyway, you guys, I was going to share something with you, but I want to say, first of all, before I get off of here, like Cody's voice said, Happy New Year's to you guys. I'll see you next year if God forbid, and let it happen. I want you guys to know something, and that is, and my friend Freddie always say, what's for you is for you, and what's for me is for me. And let me tell you something. When people think that they got the best of you, I was going in a little thing at work, and somebody spoke life into the words of what the Lord said in Philippians 4:4. And he says, rejoice in the Lord. And the rejoicing in the Lord, like keep your mind focused on the Lord. I didn't know how it was going to work out. I was like, oh, I don't even want to face these people. I hadn't done anything. But they were doing the most. But I went to work last night and everything was peaceful. But I know it's always peaceful before the storm. I'm not stupid. But anyway, nevertheless, you guys, it was just a whole different atmosphere. I don't know. I mean, can't nobody say nothing about me. You know what I mean? Like I ain't did anything. So I didn't really have nothing to worry about. But, it shut some stuff down. It seems like some stuff got shut down. So it just made the workplace a little bit more comfortable, So anyway, you guys, Happy New Year's to you guys. And we're going to rock into the new year. This will be like maybe our 5th year, 6th year. I mean, I don't know. Maybe about 6 years, because I think we was around when COVID happened. 2020, we was around when COVID happened, and COVID happened in 2020, right? So this is 6 years. So we was before then. So anyway, you guys, I will see you guys in the first of the year to be Monday. No, it'd be Friday, because today is Wednesday. So let me see, Friday. Oh, yeah. I probably could come on more than that, you guys, because I will be off work. I will be off work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I was off Sunday, too, but I said I'll work. I could work Saturday and Sunday and make that money, but I ain't going to do it. Anyway, you guys, be good, be safe, and be nice to each other. It says Freddie been a member for 53 months. 53 months. Man, that's crazy. 53 months. What is 53 months? Because 12 is 2 years. 3 years is 36. 4 years is 48. 5 years is 60. 5 years is 60 months. So Freddie's been a member for 5 years straight. Congratulations. I love you, Freddie. Thank you, my home girl, my home slice. That's my partner right there. We good. Anyway, Happy New Year's, everybody. And I will probably come on New Year's. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, I will come on New Year's, because today's Wednesday. I will come on New Year's, you guys. We would just chat it up. Come bring the New Year's in. I won't be on here on midnight, though. All right, you guys. Peace. I love you.